What is going on? Decided to make a quick little video today. My name is Black Bond. You can check out my Twitter over at the Black Bureau, and you can also check out my new Discord where, we hang out, we talk, we drive battle mechs and omninex. We play some mech war. We do some fun things in there. So if you want, you can join the Discord, free to anybody, no charge, no Patreon. You can join any live stream, you can join any game, you can hang out, you can chill, you can talk. In the meantime, I'm gonna make a quick little video today because 4th of July holiday weekend's coming up and I want to get you guys a video before I go out to the beach or whatever it is I decide to do. So, topic of today's video, because sometimes I have to ask myself this. I have to ask, I have to wonder, I have to pontificate. Is anybody out there still playing Xbox? And if you are playing Xbox, is there even anybody out there that is still fanboying over it, still defending it, still ride or dying for it? Because I check in on my man Smooth every now and again, and he seems to be defeated, lost, out of place. He sees the writing on the wall, that even at a point where Sony isn't even trying anymore, that Sony clearly doesn't care anymore, that Sony doesn't even see Microsoft as competition anymore, that Microsoft is not in any position to fight back. And it gets even worse because, you're looking at some of these articles on the internet and things of that nature, and even Microsoft's OG creators aren't even looking at Xbox and Microsoft favorably. Xbox hardware is dead, says founding team member. It looks like Xbox has no desire or literally can't ship hardware anymore. Well, I would agree that they have no desire to compete because they're not competing. They have no desire to ship hardware anymore because they're putting their games everywhere else, and everywhere else is selling more than their own hardware. And she goes on to say, I don't love watching all the value that I helped create slowly get eroded away. And this has exactly been my argument since the end of the 360 era, since the entirety of the Xbox One era, that this is exactly where Microsoft and the Xbox is going. A slow, methodical, mechanical death. Death by 1,000 cuts, death by 100 stupid decisions. In a new video in which Fryer reflects upon her time shipping the original Xbox and the 360, she calls the company's current roadmap chaos. Pure chaos. Play Marvel Rivals, Asked is the flashy new ROG Ally the real deal, and ponders what the future may hold for the Xbox brand. There's literally no reason to buy this handheld. Fryer opinion on the ROG Ally. Obviously, as one of the founding members of the Xbox team, I am not pleased where things are today. I don't love watching all the value that I helped create slowly erode. I'm sad because from my perspective, it looks like the Xbox has no desire or literally can't ship hardware anymore. So this partnership is all about a slow exit from the hardware business completely. Personally, I think Xbox hardware is dead. Yes, it is more dead than people's... You know what? I don't want to make that Christian Cage joke on AEW. But yes, they are dead. $80 price tag on games, outdated hardware that nobody wants, hardware that nobody is buying, hardware that nobody is supporting, hardware that nobody wants, hardware that nobody is developing for. I don't know why anybody even owns an Xbox at this point. The realistic approach right now is the only reason why people still rep the Xbox is because you are trapped in the ecosystem. You are utilizing a sunken fallacy, a sunk cost. You are too far in to the poker game that you do not want to fold. More than half your chips in, you don't want to fold. Just admit it. Y'all have Stockholm Syndrome. Just admit it. If somebody could refund you even half, even a quarter of all the money you ever invested into the Xbox ecosystem, into Xbox in general, said, look, we're going to refund you 25, 35, 45, 50% of what you paid into Xbox, and you can go buy another system and not have to worry about it, everybody would jump ship. Y'all are just too financially invested. That's the only reason y'all won't get out. And I'm here to tell you, cut your losses. Get out. Look, people cut their losses with Nintendo. They went to PlayStation. People then cut their losses to PlayStation. They went to Xbox. People cut their losses from Xbox again, went back to PlayStation. People also cut their losses with Nintendo on the Wii U. Then they came back. People come, people go. You're grown-ass men. I don't know why you're scared. Next year marks the 25th anniversary of Xbox, and I'm sure they will have some big announcements and plans for honoring that milestone. Maybe next year is a year, maybe next year is a year that the fog will clear and all of us will see the beauty in these latest announcements. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Last week, Microsoft reported that Microsoft is allegedly planning significant layoffs into the gaming business that could come as early as this week. Managers at Microsoft have reportedly already been briefed about the Xbox layoffs, as well as wider cuts at the company, which are expected to hit sales teams in particular. Now, this is even more crazy because, as I've always stated, consolidation, buying Blizzard, buying Obsidian, buying all these other companies, buying Bethesda, will be a loss of jobs. People think, oh, if you buy these big billion-dollar companies and spend all these billions of dollars on Activision Blizzard and Obsidian and Bethesda, that jobs won't be lost. They'll actually have to hire more. Nope. That's not how it works. So in all, all this consolidation has not been good for the industry. It has been bad for the industry. And now all the Xbox fanatics and fanboys, well, you're just going to have to deal with the reality. I know it's a hard, bitter pill to swallow, to see reality basically cocksmack you across your face, but you know what would have really been easier? You know what would have made the blow lessen? You know what would have made life just so much more simple for you if you would have done what? If you would have just listened to Bond. Nintendo fans, PlayStation fans, Xbox fans, PC fans, most of your contingencies and your mental illnesses and your mental deficiencies and just your mental stress would have just been all avoided if you would have just listened to common sense and the seer of common sense that was giving you common sense. Me, the one and only Black Bond. But, Verge is out here reporting Microsoft plans to make these cuts ahead of the next generation of consoles. It comes after Microsoft announcing more partnerships with AMD to power the next consoles. Like I said, Microsoft needs to drop this high-end gaming, and they just need to concentrate on things like the Series S, make it economical, sell $200, $300 consoles, Game Pass, call it a day. You want the high-end Xbox gaming experience? Buy it on PlayStation, buy it on PC. Microsoft should get out of the game of pushing high-end hardware. I mean, we're at the point now, and this is even more funny. Former Blizzard president and Xbox exec says Xbox needs to pick their lane and stick to it. And I've been saying this for the longest time. Pick a lane, stay in it. Microsoft is always switching back and forth. You ever wonder why Paris and people like Smooth keep going back and forth, high and low, left and right, up and down? How they keep switching their stance over and over, and everything they seem to say month to month, week to week, year to year just happens to contradict themselves. It's because Microsoft can't stay on a given straight path. They're up, down, left, right, BA, start, whatever you want to say. Microsoft be living their gaming roadmap like it's the goddamn Konami code. They are all over the damn place. They need to stick to one vision and one vision only. And the crazy thing about this is them having all these different visions is they are the one company that doesn't change management at the top. Phil Spencer has been there for the longest time. You look at Nintendo, they're switching out people. They're switching out guys like that man. They're switching guys out like Fizame. You look at Sony, they're switching guys out all the time. They got rid of the colonizers. They moved back to the Japanese. Management comes and goes for these Japanese companies, but for Microsoft, they've had the same coach for the longest, yet the same coach keeps trying to run different plays. So Mike Ybarra says it's tough to see Xbox confused about its identity. Well, I guess the liberals and the Democrats aren't the only ones confused about their identities. Hey, Smooth? Former Blizzard president Mike Ybarra says Xbox should decide what its identity is going to be instead of trying to be a jack of all trades. Ybarra, who served various roles at Microsoft for 20 years, culminating his role as corporate VP on Xbox Live and Game Pass before becoming Blizzard's president for 3 years, took the X to give his views on the Xbox's current situation. Real quick, because Microsoft technically owns Blizzard, Ybarra is working for Microsoft and talking badly about Microsoft, which is kind of crazy in itself. But at the same time, I don't think Ybarra has enough clout to be talking about Microsoft when Blizzard, in my opinion, has never been worse. So Ybarra, maybe you better clean up your own kitchen and make your own bed before you talk about your past wife. Your new marriage is suffering, so maybe you don't need to be talking about your past one. Just saying. Just saying. Maybe you should worry about your current relationship instead of your past one. So, asked by a follower what he thinks Xbox should do, Ybarra said he felt like it should focus on being a publisher rather than a console manufacturer. It's simple to me, he replied. Xbox, I don't know where that came from. Xbox should strive to be the world's largest publisher of entertainment content, get rid of everything else, and get focused. Do not be afraid to say what you are, embrace the lane. Asked how that aligned with Xbox's identity as a console manufacturer, Ybarra replied, from what I see, they are no longer that. Straddle the fence is not a winning plan. And I agree. If you're going to put your products and services on every other platform, why do you need to make hardware? You're making hardware. Okay, look, if they were making hardware that sold more or similar to the competition, maybe that would make sense. But you're spending all this R&D on hardware that nobody even wants. Just make your controllers compatible with the Switch, PC, and PlayStation. Cut out the hardware, become a fully dedicated software. Just go the route of Sega. Please. Nobody wants the Xbox anymore. You can just stick to the PC. It's funny how, they wanted to make an Xbox to get out from under PC. They wanted a more localized PC experience. But yet Steam and Valve have created a more localized, streamlined PC experience that's more streamlined than a goddamn console. So, yes, I agree with Ybarra. It's time to get out of the console game. It's time to get out of the console business. I mean, we've got Forza on PlayStation. We have Gears of War on PlayStation. We're going to have Xbox on Nintendo and PlayStation. It's a wrap, people. Oh, worry, da. Give it up. I mean, he was asked about anything new about the Xbox layoffs reportedly being planned, but he stressed that he knew nothing what is going on and hasn't for years. Ybarra's comments from his former Microsoft Game Studios employees like Laura Fry, who recently fried Xbox, shared her thoughts on the company's current direction on her YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. Saying that Xbox has reached some partnerships with external hardware companies like Asus, Meta, and AMD leads her to believe that its own hardware business is effectively dead. Yeah, because Microsoft is out of the hardware game. They're just now licensing their hardware to other third-party hardware manufacturers. Xbox is going to be Steam Deck, or not Steam Deck, Steam Machine, but a Steam Machine that nobody wants. So obviously, as one of the founding members, they're already repeating this. So you know what? Microsoft has adopted a multi-platform approach for its first-party games. It has nevertheless committed to releasing next-generation Xbox console that will succeed the Series X and S, and whether that will continue to be a traditional console or more like a PC device will yet to remain to be seen. But what I want to know is this. Are there any more holdouts? I even saw Doc Dick Ryder, finally abandon the Microsoft ship. Psycho Gamer, he's holding on for dear life. He's about to go into the water, into the drink, right next to the iceberg. The Titanic is sinking. Buy yourself a PlayStation. If you don't like a PlayStation like I do, or I don't, build yourself a PC. There is no point now in owning an Xbox. There really isn't. Unless you're broke, there's no point. I'm Black Bond. I'll catch you guys later. Enjoy your holiday weekend. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the Twitter over at BlackBeerEye. And hey, be sure to join the Discord. We game in there. We talk in there. We chat in there. And hey, If I do a live stream, if you're part of the Discord, you can join at any time and be a part of the discussion and a part of the conversation. I'm Black Bond. Enjoy the weekend and have a good one.